Welcome back to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Before I jump into the 2 low-carb barbecue recipes that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I did want to mention that I have a few exciting new videos that are going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Since I get asked about intermittent fasting so regularly here on my YouTube channel, on my full day of eating videos, on my Instagram, and on my blog, I figured that I would go ahead and just tackle that video. So I'm going to be talking about how I got started with intermittent fasting, why I do intermittent fasting, the health benefits to IF, and everything in between. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you're getting notifications so that when that video pops up, you'll know about it and you can tune in. So back to today's video. The barbecued cauliflower side dish that I'm sharing with you today would be great with chicken, with beef. I'm using it with a pork tenderloin today that I got from Butcher Box, which is absolutely amazing. Hands down the best and most tender pork tenderloin we've ever had in this house or even at any restaurant. It's amazing. So the base of this barbecue is actually a dry rub. And I originally got this idea from a spice blend that I used to buy at Trader Joe's. It was a coffee barbecue seasoning mix, and it is so good. Unfortunately, it's seasonal and it's not coming back until May of 2018. So in the meantime, since I didn't stock up, unfortunately, on the seasoning blend, I went ahead and I came up with my own, which I have to be honest, I think I'm a little bit more partial to because I can control the seasonings and do a little bit more of this, a little bit less of this to make it just how I like it. And it's great because once you mix it up, you can just taste it and you can adjust accordingly. All right, are you ready for some barbecue? Let's get started.
Like I said, any cut of your favorite meat will work, but as you guys know, I'm a huge new fan of Butcher Box. You can just see the quality of this meat before it's even cooked. Next, we need to mix up our spices.
So the base of this seasoning blend actually starts with ground coffee.
This is definitely one of the components that you'll want to adjust based on your preference. Aim for subtle and not overpowering. You'll also need some black pepper, some paprika, garlic powder, smoked paprika, onion flakes, pink salt, and to keep this keto, I used monk fruit, but you could also use brown sugar if you like. You'll also need some fresh orange zest. This is a really great way to add orange flavor into keto dishes without adding a ton of extra carbs. I'm constantly adding citrus zest to my baking, to salad dressings, and even to my smoothies. It really does add so much flavor. Then you'll just have to add all of the spices and the orange zest into a small bowl and mix it until it's really well combined.
Once the seasoning blend is all ready to go, all you have to do is season up your cauliflower and then you have to season up the meat. I like to start with the dry rub on the meat first and then let it hang out either on the counter or the refrigerator.
But the first thing that you're going to need to do is remove as much moisture as you can off of the pork tenderloin or whatever meat that you are using. This is just going to ensure a really nice sear on your meat. Then you're just going to divide the seasoning mixture in half. You'll put half on the pork tenderloin and then the other half is going to go on the cauliflower. And when you're coating the meat in the seasoning blend, just make sure to really push and massage the mixture into the meat as best as you can. This will just ensure that there's a really solid coating on your meat so that once it's seared off and finished in the oven, all of that flavor is right where it needs to be. Go ahead and let that hang out while we work on the roasted barbecued cauliflower. You're going to need some barbecue sauce. I love this sugar-free one by G. Hughes. It is perfectly keto and the lowest carb barbecue sauce that you'll find anywhere. I also like this Alterna Sweets brand because it's sweetened with stevia, no artificial ingredients. So just the barbecue sauce and the other half of the seasoning mixture, throw it all into a bowl and mix it really well. Then you just need to throw in your chopped cauliflower. I like doing mine in 1 to 2 inch pieces. Perfectly bite size. This size roasts really well and also ensures a much quicker cook time. Next, you're going to have to get your hands a little bit dirty while you coat the cauliflower in the barbecue seasoning mixture. For maximum flavor, you're really going to want to massage the barbecue sauce and seasonings into the cauliflower. Then all you have to do is place all of the coated cauliflower onto a parchment-lined baking sheet, and you're going to spread them out as best as you can so that they cook evenly. Pop these into the oven while we sear off the pork tenderloin. And you know, since we're doing barbecue, I was going to pick reserve bacon fat as my grease. Just a couple of teaspoons in a smoking hot pan.
And then I'll go ahead and just sear it off in my cast iron skillet.
Just remember, this pan needs to be smoking hot. This is going to ensure that you get the best sear on your meat every single time. And remember, you're not actually cooking the meat all the way through. All you're doing with the sear is locking in the flavor onto the skin of the meat. Once it's seared, you're going to go ahead and pop it into the oven for it to finish cooking. And once it reaches 145 degrees, you're going to remove it from the oven and let it rest. You always want to make sure that you let your meat rest after it's cooked because this just locks in all of the juices. Then you can go ahead and slice and portion up your meat. Can we just see how tender this pork tenderloin is, though? I could literally cut it with a butter knife. Thank you, ButcherBox. Like I said, we're hooked. And don't forget about our roasted cauliflower. If you time it properly, you can actually get the roasted cauliflower and the pork tenderloin to cook at the exact same time so that you can pull them out of the oven at the same time and eat immediately. Or you can leave the cauliflower in a little bit longer to get it nice and crispy. And you know that I don't do a meal without my greens, so all I did was lightly saute some kale in some ghee and some garlic, added a little bit of salt and pepper, just until the kale was lightly wilted and our meals were ready to go.
All right, please don't tell me that your mouth is not absolutely watering for some barbecue right now. I'm telling you, you're gonna love that spice mix, and whether you use it on pork or chicken or even beef, you can even use it to season your vegetables. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a staple in your family. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I'm so happy to share this recipe with you. Again, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss another recipe or the other videos that I talked about at the beginning of this video. I hope to see you soon. Until next time.